Yo guys, Saber here. Today I'm back to you with a new video that is probably the best deck in the game right now, if you ask me. I know what you're all thinking. Syndicate. What? Are you crazy? But hear me out. Line Pockets got a huge buff this season. It got one extra charge, which is one extra point. That's something, but that's not the only thing. It also got buffs to Dip and Puntars and Shakedown, so that's technically 4 provision you're getting by getting to play these cards at 4p. Recently, you also got the Justice buff, so Justice now can tutor the Halfling. And Halflings in round 1 can play for insane value. It's not unusual to play for like 8-9 points each, plus 1 point extra every time you play another engine, right? Another crime. So round 1, you quite often just win uneven with double Halfling and a bunch of crimes. Then we got a new card as well. We got Cleaver. Cleaver is really, really good. Like when I saw him first, I was like, he's kind of okay, whatever. But he's actually really, really strong. For a few reasons. First of all, he can get Intimidate 3, which in this deck will just go to like super, super tall. And you also don't have to go tall with him because you can use the shakedown you get from Cleaver on something else if you don't want to buff him too tall, right? So really, really powerful card. And then you have the Fee ability, which allows you to spend coins at a 4-to-5 ratio, which is nice. And then probably one of the biggest buffs to the deck is a Tunnel Drill. Tunnel Drill just being able to deal 3 damage for 2 coins, kind of similar to Whoreson, but you're getting at a better ratio. Also higher base. So this card is just really, really strong in this deck. You need to be careful that you actually have enough Crown Splitters to make him work. So you obviously have the Halflings here. You have Cleaver, you have Furco, you have Sir. So you have like a few cards that can help you out with it. But just be careful because you don't want to spend with this card at a pay 2, deal 1 damage. That's awful. 2/2 is acceptable, but usually you just want to get 3 damage for 2 coins. That's really, really good. And now, like I know other streamers have been playing this deck as well, and most people are playing Gord. And you might be asking why I'm not playing Gord. Well, a few reasons for it. Because obviously it looks like a pretty obvious choice to include Gord. We're playing on Ironmancer, we are playing the lowest amount of units, so Gord is usually going to around 12 points. So the issue I have with Gord is that this is a deck that wants to play in round 1 and play in round 2. And sometimes you have cards you can't play. Maybe you have like a Jack round 1, maybe you have like a Madame without Savola round 1. So you have a few cards you can't really play early on. And you kind of just want to have as many playable cards as possible. That's why Gord is never really good before round 3. And quite often if you win on one with this deck, you just want to bleed. Like just open round 2 with maybe Cleaver, get the Tunnel Drill down, just start controlling the opponent's board. So you actually have to mulligan Gord a lot of the time, and then it's only really in round 3 you can actually play it. Which I'm not a huge fan of. Like I think a card like Gord, while being very strong, it's not necessarily suited to this deck. It's also not a spender or doesn't give you coins, so it's kind of like you have this card and you still have to have a spender in your hand, and maybe you still want some other combos, and it's just kind of awkward. That being said, I'm not saying it's a bad card. Like if you're playing Gord, you can still do that. It's not like it's terrible, but I really like this combo with Madame Savola. Like it's just really strong in my opinion. But Louise also got the Intimidate tag, which is obviously really, really strong in this deck. So that's basically it for the deck. Let's try to jump into a few games. So we get a mirror. That is no surprise. Like as soon as you start climbing a little bit, all you're queuing is basically mirrors because this deck is just so strong. It's kind of disgusting, to be honest. So round 1, you obviously want to have as many of these crimes as possible. Tunnel Drill is more of a round 3 card, I think. I'll try to pick that for now. Find another tactic, that's not too bad. We could consider taking another mulligan here as well. Right now we have... Could kick... It is nice to have a way to spend coins. I think I might just keep this hand. The issue, of course, is that we also need to figure out, do we even want to contest this round? Like, maybe we just play full coin carry and then we pass. If we smell that he has a bad hand and his halflings are very small, we will try to win uneven. He goes for the Furco right away, which probably means that we're just better off saving it. I don't think the last say is a particularly big deal in this matchup. First say might even be better, to be honest. His halfling's a 7, while mine will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's what will be 1 big on the first one. But I think in the situation, just play the urchin, just build up some carryover. And I think we're going to be absolutely fine. Hopefully it sticks so we can play shakedown on it. He might just drop his other halfling here himself. So blue kind of can sometimes be a little bit uncomfortable in this matchup, because if you don't start with the halfling, then you're making yourself very vulnerable to losing uneven as well. But if you do, then you end up in a situation where the opponent might just have more points than you later on. This guy's playing a pickpocket version. Pickpocket's not a bad card, so I can totally get behind that. It's also running the Redanian. Some people are liking the Redanian. It's usually instead of the Madame Savola combo. And maybe you have Siggy as well. And like, if you've been having success with that version, then by all means, keep playing it. But for me, I think this has been working out better. Simply just because it can sometimes be awkward to go to max coins, and cards like Madame Savola are just such a nice power play combo, especially with Neuromancy. It's pretty consistent. Let's see what he opts to do here. So what I'm trying to do here is just to get full coin carryover, and then I think we just pass the 7. He might go for like payday here, yeah. And he's technically over profiting by 1, but he doesn't really care. Okay. I'm gonna drop. Nah, I'm gonna play an assault here, I think. And now he might pass here. Let's see. I think he should. Okay, he passes here. So I'm gonna go halfling here. It's gonna play for 6.
Every lock holds the key to. No, wait.
Maybe we have to go for the justice as well here. Yeah, let's just do that. Or can we get away with playing this one instead, maybe? It's gonna play for 9, 10, we go to 16. I think that should be fine. Then we go payday here. Okay. So we take the round, we commit both halflings. We actually only commit a single one. Like, maybe we are supposed to play the first halfling right away. But I mean, I would just get a long round. It'll probably just come down to who has the better deck or who draws better. Probably a combination of both. This spender is okay. It's also a crown splitter. Although we would obviously rather want the tunnel drill here. So I think I'm just gonna mull. Now we have the combo. That's nice. So I think that the 3 most, well, all of our goals here are really, really strong. It's honestly hard to say which one I would rather miss out on, because Philip had to steal something is extremely powerful. Cleaver itself is probably the best card in the deck. I think maybe it's actually Jack we would like to miss out on, because the control from Tunnel Roll could end up being super crucial as well. We obviously just have to try pass here. You'll probably get more coin carryover than me. But let's see. Goes for the Oniro. Just takes a Jack Cal's. That's so he can play Shakedown on it, I assume. Yeah, and then he has max coin carryover again. He's gonna start around maybe 2 coins more than me. Wondering how impactful that's gonna be. Now we just need to draw the goats. Good. Good. I think we kick the assault here. Missing 2 very important cards here. Let's see. I think I mean, they're pretty similar, I guess. Get a halfling. The halfling is really bad. Really, really bad. A crime would have been better here for sure. Now we have to choose if we're going to go for the tunnel troll or for the jack. Just going to start with the halfling here. Pretty small halfling. And I think I'm just going to drop the Sir as well. Yeah, that should be fine. Because he can always tunnel drill it, but right now he doesn't have the setup for it, so you'd have to like deal 2 damage to it each time. He could also fill a pad, but we just fill a pad back. So let's see what he decides to go for. Goes for the tunnel drill. Interesting. I might steal the tunnel drill.
I'll never be imprisoned again.
Let's try to see how that works out. We're gonna go Cleaver next. We need to be careful the Cleaver doesn't get stolen by his Philip as well. That could also be pretty bad. Okay, that's fine. So now this machine gun is working. Probably gonna heat wave this. Goes for Siggy.
Lots of prior experience. Worked with idiots my whole life.
So he might Philippa here next unless I buff it out of Philippa range. Kind of a tricky situation, to be honest.
Now this is a knife.
Let's do this. See how this plays out. You can still heatwave this, of course, which isn't great, but at least you can fill apart now. You might steal the tunnel roll back. But it might be difficult for him to set it up properly. Because it would go to this spot, which means that his Sir and his like his cleaver won't do anything for him.
You do not deserve to live.
Yes, that's what he does. Wow, that's really expensive spending for him. Can we get away with just dropping Madame here? Wondering. Might have a bloody good fun. But otherwise, like, this is only dealing 1 damage each turn. I think I might try to risk it here. It might backfire, but let's see.
I make dreams come true.
If he heat waves it, I think it's okay. I don't mind that. I think I'm kind of okay with that since it's so expensive for him to do it, but let's see. Probably just gonna go Jack here, I think. I'll also go for this, I guess. Just spend again here. I don't think we're gonna use this for anything really. Solo's gonna be big. I'm not sure. Like we didn't make him spend a lot of coins with this, and I think if he doesn't have a heat wave, he might be fine, but might just be short. Okay. I'm gonna go Jack. And I'm just gonna spend with this for the rest of my coins, I think. We can heatwave this Gord. So you probably got like what? Gord heatwave left maybe? Swindle here. Will this be enough to kill it? It won't. That's really nice. Yeah, like this is so bad for him, right? He has to spend all of his coins in such an inefficient way. And I believe that now his last play will be Gord and then we win. Because we just straight up with that. Let's see if I'm right. Yeah, it's Gord. Nice. So this Gord ended up being pretty big, right? And like, again, I'm not saying Gord is a bad card, like you can easily run Gord, but quite often I feel like you would just rather have other stuff to do. And this Madame Savola combo is very strong, but if you prefer to have a card like Gordon you take over the Madame Savola combo, you can definitely also consider doing that. But alright, we got a win. Let's try to go for another one. Okay, we got something that isn't a mirror. Awesome, guys. I generally think that the only matchup I lost that hasn't been a mirror in the last 15 games or so was versus Vi. Which is pretty funny, actually. Got blue quite unfortunately. The one thing we could try to do here is just to go Madame Savola. I kind of like just to jam the combo round 1, to be honest. I think we can just drop Madame. I don't think we need to protect her. Vampires rarely have a way to deal with that. Like maybe they have a heat wave, but again, you don't mind it too much if they heat wave. So that's fine. Then we slam the Savola. And then we could maybe just go for a dip next and then pass. This is like what is commonly referred to as a tempo pass, blue coin abuse, because I think that I win the long round. So we can just slam a strong small combo here between Madame and Savola. And then we go into round 3 where we will play all of our crime synergy, so we don't mind having 2 less goals because our crimes will just be really good at that time. There was an argument to play the dip before I played the Savola though. That was probably just better. And maybe I should have used my Crystal Skull to play around some of the bleeding. But, oh well. Let's do this and see what happens. He does of course have huge reach, which is Egan as well. I have been told that my pronunciation of that card isn't particularly good. But his Egan would play for 13 points here, and then I would lose an additional 3 to 16, so we're still ahead of that. So I think we just pass. Actually 4, sorry, but that doesn't change it. He still doesn't have the points here, I believe. Maybe with a leader charge. So with a leader charge, it's, what, 15 here? No, we get Deadlife out of him instead, so this is just nice. We're getting one of his really strong cards out of him. It's not enough for him to get ahead. And we forced a long round. We will still have both halflings for that, and Cleaver, another good card, so I think this is just really nice. If it then turns out that I lose the long round with decent draws, then obviously the strategy wasn't correct, but I think we win the long round against them. Especially after a card like Deadlife is committed. Kind of funny that he actually has to purify one of my cards, because not that it matters. So he can't really bleed in this situation because, well, he's down 2 cards. I mean, he can, but it's probably not very good for him. Okay, we find the Nairo, that's nice. I can kick one of these maybe to just take it off Justice. Don't really need you either. Okay. Still missing a bunch of cards here. I think Cleaver and Philip again are some of the most important ones. Probably, assuming he drive passes, we just take the Urchin, it's just our worst card, and then we get Max Coin Carrier as well. So Urchin here, and then we can take a Shakedown. I guess, yeah, I think we just have to play Shakedown here just to get max coins. And then we don't need to play anymore, we don't really achieve anything by it. So obviously it's Assault, they're only going to play for 4 damage. The only Salamandras we have, I believe, are the Madame Savola combo, which we doesn't have anymore. Sir is nice. This is probably a little bit worse than these. Cleaver is nice, we have access to Philippa. I might mull this. It's fine though, it's I think it's actually fine. This hand might just be okay. So I think I start with you.
Every lock holds the key to
Like if we manage to develop our engines here, and he can't really deal with them, I think we're in a really good spot. We have some damage as well if he starts playing like some more engines himself. And then the cards we need to watch out for is a card like Elder, I think. Okay. Would have been really nice to have the setup for the Tundral already. So honestly, in hindsight, if I go Justice first, I can actually go Tundral next turn and just snipe the Lavas. That might have been better. But he actually gives me the chance to do it regardless. I think that might just be a pretty big mistake from him. Because now I can just go here. And go Pew, and honestly, like, we could even just kill both of his vampires again here while we're at it. That feels pretty good. I think we're supposed to go technically Cleaver next, actually. It's also nice to have a bunch of armor and shield in the front row to make the Blood Moon worse. We also have back row, which might actually make me want to play this back row instead. Could activate here once. Do we have to? I guess we can just keep as well. Then we go Justice next. Sure. So if we didn't know it before, now we know for sure that he's playing Devotion. So he's trying his hardest to play around my turn roll here, which makes sense, to be honest. But at least now it's still going to deal 2 damage, and I don't think we can get it up to the last one, unfortunately. But we can still just spend a bit with Cleaver, I guess, if we need to. And this is just a very good kill for me. Like, look at all this Intimidate. This feels so free. You shouldn't have any Troll Punish available, so this won't do anything. We have 2 cards we need to answer. It's Oriana and it's Unseen Elder. And we have Heatwave and we have Filler Pass. I think we're just absolutely fine here. Goes for the Gale. That's... doesn't even kill it actually. But I don't think we care too much either. Like, we don't need this to stick. I mean, we could protect it, so we could still protect it, I guess. Just take like a shakedown here, maybe. Sure, why not?
Now this is a knife.
Just keep me alive. Still have full fill per reach. These cards are just going super, super, super tall. So now he drops a Defender. So Defender could actually be a little bit scary, right? Because Defender is actually a card that might mean that one of his cards go through. But I think we just target the Oriana now. So the Oriana comes down at 4, and then it deals bleeding to 1. So it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm probably better off just taking the Defender here. I think that's just a safe line, and we just Heatwave the Oriana. Then we don't risk that he all of a sudden gets just a little bit too much beating, so I can't do anything.
I'll never be imprisoned again.
Just do this. Then it's Oriana, I assume. Or maybe Unseen, if you wanna... Oh. So he has an Unseen still, okay. But this Unseen is not gonna do that much. Like, it's gonna... I mean, we could kill it, I guess, but it's not even that important. I guess we just kill it with Tone Drill, right? So we just take a ping here. And then we use this to finish it off. So there might not be any Oriana coming down at all here, actually. Maybe it's just last say Oriana, I don't know. But it won't really play for many points. Guess we just Heatwave this, and then we just have way more points than him. We'll be completely annihilating vampires in the long round here, winning by more than 30 points. We even missed a Jack, which is, I think, actually our highest P card in the deck, even though it's not really our most important card. So yeah, this deck is just really, really strong. I highly, highly recommend playing it. Right now, I haven't seen any bad matchups for it per se. Not saying that won't happen, like the meta will probably develop, but right now it just seems like it's good against so much stuff. The Tron Drill is amazing. And you just have so many cards that are playing way above Provision Curve. Cleaver is also just super, super nuts. But thanks for watching the video, guys, and see you in the next one.